All right, everyone. Well, we appreciate you for joining us here in week 2 of the Road to Glory. Sorry for the little hiccup there on the stream start, but essentially what had happened is I had done a previous cast without a delay and forgot to check the little box to tell it that I wanted to do the delay. So with that, I needed to create a new quick stream link there. So hopefully you're able to find it. I'll go ahead and make sure I link it in there for people to find the right one. But now that everybody's in, map flip has happened, and we are actually going to be playing as we're going to be on the TRR side here, as we are now facing on PHL Carrington Causeway as the midpoint. This is one I know very well, having played a lot of episodes and a lot of comp matches on it. So we are going to be in for a grind here. So we'll talk a little bit about how things look, where we want to have them, where people are going to be coming in from, avenues of attack, because these open fields here on Carrington Causeway can really be difficult to try to get around. Especially this middle road. Right off the bat, we are expecting a medium tank here for the Allies right up the gut, and we are expecting a medium tank here for the Axis right off the gut. So we have lots of fun stuff here coming our way right off the rip here. 20 seconds until that goes. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what kind of things we have if these tanks will just open up and go loud right off the rip. So we do have the ability to be in an officer role today, so we will get to see where various markings for the command chats go. Keep in mind, it is going to be for the TRR side. Looks like getting some shots, though, missing just off the southern side here. Just off the bottom of our screen. DAWG trying to do what they can to control the western side, as Jordan Canal is going to be there for their second point. Doing what they can to go ahead and get people up there. Kelly's Hero looks like they might become the first victim of the canal here. Nope, they were able to go ahead and get on out. So good work, Kelly's Hero, for getting on out there. Would hate to see people drown this early in a match. TRR are going to be the first ones to make it into the hard cap. With those tanks just lobbing shells at each other. Too easy for you, though. Looking to bring a nice flank up here on the southern side here of our screen, on the bottom side. Rocket missing, though, just from the back side. Almost was a little bit of friendly fire there. As TRR jumps into the hard cap, it has a very good push here on the middle. Demon with a good rocket, looking for Burminator on the backside there. So one of the fun things about this Road to Glory League is that neither team knew what point they were going to be coming into, what map, what point they were going to be playing. It is done by the spin of a wheel. And that is how we found ourselves today here on Purple Heart Lane. Takes away the extra edge of having to prep and figure out all the different snipes, all the different truck routes, and just lets people get into the goodness of just playing the game. Goose let loose, coming up on the backside of the hedge. Doesn't know Burminator's there. However, he must have known he was there because he flipped around pretty quick on him. Goose taking out Snack, though. Snack almost willingly accepting that fate as he saw Goose pop around the corner. Django, though, able to go ahead and take out Goose. With that, we have our first cap here going to TRR. DAWG doing very well here on the west side, trying to figure out how they can best shield up Jordan Canal here as they work to try to get that defensive sector going. Sir Come-A-Lot, though, looking to try to help out his Iron Steed here. It appears to have ended up in the wrong ends of rockets, but looks like Sir gone. But Bro, you know me, doing everything he can to keep that tank alive as it is engine and in a very difficult situation. We hear a rocket coming in, though. Rocket missing narrowly, just over the top, sailing by as Warpig was very close to landing that rocket here on this side of this Lux. But for now, this Lux is going to stay up. Won't be able to move too much as it's completely surrounded. That can still be dangerous. Warpig with the second rocket hitting very well into it. He's got one more in the pocket. Will he be able to finish it out, or will it end up in tracks? Oh, unfortunately for him, it does blast on the outside. Big Christmas, though, also another shot into the tracks. One of the things about these Luxes is they're so difficult to try to hit from the side. And the way that this Lux is pivoted, everybody keeps hitting down into that rack, making it seem like this is an indestructible Lux. What you gotta do, though, is you really, okay, there you go. Big Christmas was able to go ahead and get to the backside, hitting it right in the back, taking it out. But that side panel is what you're looking to aim for on that side of the Lux. Otherwise, it's going to be a turret shot, or it's going to be a track shot. And that's what we were experiencing there, as many rockets went down into the tracks, but none of them penetrated into the hole, unfortunately. Nonetheless, the Lux 4 TRR now gone. So for those of you who are new, might be coming across my stream for the first time, welcome. Happy that you guys are able to join us. My name is Night Falcon. I've been casting competitively here in the Hell Outlaw sphere for going on about 5 months now, and have been very much enjoying it. I've been playing competitively for about a year and a half now. A year and a half. I play for the competitive console team 22nd, along with a few other streamers that have seemingly found our way to the 22nd and made it home. But just got done playing in TPL and enjoying a little bit of off-season action now before we move into some other leagues here in the future. But today's league, the Road to Glory, definitely its own individual standalone. I personally am a big fan of the flipping of the map and the not knowing what the point is until it's dead and going. It makes people really focus in and know the strategies of the map. So now that we've stabilized a little bit, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about those strategies here and what we're going to be kind of looking at. Popping up into the Falcon camera, let's pop out just a little bit so we don't hear the arty explosions here consistently going. Carrington Causeway, of course, the middle point here on Purple Heart Lane, surrounded completely by open fields. Really, the only way that you can get into this point, if you're DAWG, you're going to be looking at trying to own this road. You do not want to get pushed back off this road, which unfortunately, it appears that TRR is doing very well at controlling that sector, slowly weeding out people down to this MG house right here that I like to call. This is a major pivot point right here. If DAWG gets down here and can continue to hold that thanks to B Squad's OP, he'll provide a good launching off point to try to get back here into the main road, or even to work their way all the way around. Again, this is all open fields and make it very difficult for them to go ahead and do that. Another avenue of attack that DAWG can look to go to is try to get down here where we can see these friendly supplies for TRR, working down through these hedgerows or little canals. As you can see, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, and we can see CM Punk right there working at it as well. You can work your way down these hedgerows, down these little canals, and that really gives you the best cover that you're going to get on this side of the map. Now, if you're TRR, what you're looking to try to do definitely is come out here and control this point. This is going to be Grout Pillbox, it would be the western midpoint side. So you want to get down there, try to control that, because that's going to be a major launching off point. Now, the point of no return, as I like to call it for the Allies, is this little river right here. If you get pushed back past this river, it makes it very difficult because it is deep enough that unless you cross at a given crossing point, you're not going to be able to get across just as your infantry player. So you need a vehicle or some other thing to get across. to be able to try to get back into this area. So look for TRR to get down here, control route pillbox, make sure they're controlling front door and causeway, and then slowly kind of work their way up. As they move towards canal, they're going to want to try to get up and own this little sector right here. If they can get and control that sector, that little intersection of the river, it's going to allow them to go ahead and continue pushing bodies through into Jordan Canal, and especially help them into their dead man corner push. Inversely, for DAWG, if you are able to take Carentan Causeway, you have to kind of keep going straight down to keep maneuvering your way here into Madeline Bridge. So Madeline Bridge, definitely the easier direction. So if you're a DAWG, having back set points like that, definitely want to be able to have that. It gets you a little bit of an extra advantage in trying to get there. But nonetheless, let's stop scaring at a map here and talking about it and actually see the action. Drunky laying down some hate with this MG fire along the back side. Looks like we have had a few DAWG players make their way into the back line. K-Squad OP able to branch up back there, but it looks like TRR well in control of trying to get back there and find whatever spawn location that they might be able to find. We have the advantage here in the caster side of being able to see where those spawn points are, but unfortunately they do not. They've got to search around a little bit more. Let's zoom on up here to the front line, take a look and see how the bridge battle here on Dove River Bridge is looking, as Raphael from TRR appears to have made his way across. No DAWG players here at the moment, but Berminator trying to do everything he can to keep this take up and nice and supportive with an excellent rocket shot coming in. Looks like Demon from a long way downtown, able to go and send that rocket hit on the side of medium. Looks like TRR able to go ahead and get all their nodes up very quickly, so good on them. Be ready to do that. Something you planned for without knowing exactly what the map was. Get those nodes up. You wanted to get stayed up and stayed up. All right. So it looks like DAWG slowly starting to get themselves back up into Madeline Bridge, or sorry, Dove River Bridge here. But Raphael still on a little bit of rampage, clearing bodies as he moves on through the path. Rance, Django, Berminator as Raphael moves up, taking out an OP. Now keep in mind those outposts are for individual squads to be able to spawn on, so Raphael there effectively limiting 6 people from being able to spawn, now forcing them to come off of other spawn points in the area. Garrisons are areas that the whole team can spawn on, for those unfamiliar with Hell Let Loose. You'll notice that Hell Let Loose is a lot more about a game, about the goal of Hell Let Loose is a lot more about preventing your enemy team from spawning, which in turn will allow you to capture points. Finally, Raphael falling down to YSL. As we see smoke starting to come on and kind of shielding everybody from various directions. But with that, we do start to see some cap progress. Pressure coming in here on Jordan Canal. Looks like this major push here off of the western side here off Grout Pillbox has allowed TRR to get plenty of bodies back here into the point. But here TRR has the difficult job of getting past this river, the point of no return, as I mentioned earlier. And we kind of have left everybody at a stalemate here, as everybody is forced to either come across this bridge right here or try to drive some type of transport truck around. And it is a close dive if you do it. You only have maybe a second or two left by the time you exit out of it, if you are able to submarine those trucks across. But Bonkers is going to go bonkers and try to get across. Bonkers conquers 90% of the way, but gets taken out right as he reaches the end of that bridge. So unfortunate, as Brand Flakes comes back in on the OP with plenty of bodies surrounding him, unaware of the damage in the fights that just happened off of that. Warpig and Demon on a collision course. Both of them already being shown in rocket place here. Demon again pulling out the big stick. Demon holding off as Welshie and crew come off of his OP. Very wisely waiting for reinforcements before trying to make any type of push down the line. Warpig getting shots. Let's go ahead and pop into our highlights here so we can see exactly where these guys are through the foliage. Welshie getting a kill on Firefighter, but falling to Warpig as him and Snack were engaged in a battle. Now, for everybody's sake, let's go ahead and we're going to leave on all these highlights. Now that this rain is rolled in, it's been a little bit more difficult to go ahead and see where everything is located. But a big spawn wave, more and more people filling in off of Welshie's OP, doing everything they can to take over all the spots that they can. As we can see, still trying to get across the river here. Looks like we have been able to see a medium Stewart or a medium Sherman get across here. Larson and crew able to go ahead and control the southern side here. The Bull, only the only AT member here in the area. But with that, forget the AT. We don't need the AT. We just need our friendly tanks to go ahead and get up and get those tanks out. And well done here. Let's go ahead and give them their moment of fame here. Already pulling up here in the Tiger tank here, we have Yuri, Bro You Know Me, and Sir Come-A-Lot, who recently of Lux fame were able to get across, but able to go ahead and finish off that medium Sherman as well attends to his flaming Panzer IV here. It appears that he was erased from this battle just as we exited, so our apologies there for the Casticers coming in big, but Lubu and Raphael already coming in here on Jordan Canal. Private Ron just trying to figure out what in the world is going on as he sees teammates falling left and right. No Garrison currently on the point for DAWG though, as TRR appears to be moving in. Cat progress is being stalled for just a moment here on Jordan Canal, but on the other side of the map we can see Carentan Causeway starting to be contested as well, so both sides getting about equal pressure on them from the capture side of things. There's a major incursion coming right down the middle of the main road here for DAWG. Go ahead and take a peek at that here as we see Cap contested still over here on Jordan Canal, being defended for the moment by DAWG. But a large number of little cherries here on the western side. Sorry, eastern side of Carentan Causeway here. Kelly's Hero, CMS Sphere, or CSM Sphere, Too Easy For You, and Soul Train setting up shop here in the middle of the hard cap. Big Chaza just trying to wait for reinforcements to come off and try to help him out, as he knows he is the only man back at the moment. More and more crew coming in here for TRR, trying to defend this point, as now they are in the defensive pressure here. Causeway moving back in favor of TRR, but also TRR able to go ahead and get in the pressure on Jordan Canal here. So we got it back and forth on both sides. This is one thing I really enjoyed about the match last week that I casted for this league. It seemed like we had a lot of good cap pressure going back and forth, sometimes in well set, organized matchups where they've had time to prep for both teams have had time to prep for a week, maybe even weeks. There's not as much action, not as much play on these points. That's something the Road to Glory has been able to come in and just by nature of being randomized a little bit more, we find ourselves with plenty of back and forth here on these points. But the DAWG, the medium tank, popping right in the point here, able to go ahead and salvage it just a little bit. And he is surrounded by a bunch of blueberries here. Raphael, though, pushing right up. Stock trauma, though, did not know Big Floppa was there. Raphael able to get the satchel on there. Tank is not going to go down without a fight, as it's Wolverine continues to man the big gun, firing, spraying, and praying, trying to take as many of the TRR foe with him as he can. everybody watching all sides of this tank to make sure that that satchel goes off. As we hear the silent, sad trumpets in the background, knowing that that tank, not long for this world, goes up in smoke. We will go ahead and maneuver away here. See what's action's going on here as Rod Launcher 169 is taken out. I was going to say moving up on the backside of Spiv Dog 99, but good cover here on the backside from his TRR teammate. Was able to go ahead and salvage and save him there. But TRR now in full control of the hard cap as Reaper, Private Ron try to find their way up into the point, forcing themselves up into the unwildering push here of TRR into the Jordan Canal area. Supplies already landing, ready to go for the capture to get that garrison up for TRR. Bombing run coming on in, but it's going to be, I fear, a little too late. Could very well take out the supplies, though, that were dropped, making it a little difficult here for TRR to go ahead and get that garrison up right off the bat. Ooh, it looks like those supplies nestled inside of the grain hopper were able to go ahead and stay on up, surprisingly enough. Bombing run did not take him out. So with that, still we'll be able to have a garrison put up here for TRR as he moves around trying to find where he can find it, but that 76 coming in from the top of our screen had something else to say about that. No garrison still up here as DAWG moving on in, forcing TRR to try to get bodies back here into the point before they got a garrison up. So if they can ride this momentum, it's going to be big for them to be able to continue holding that point. Big spawn wave off the north there. We can see a lot of little red cherries coming on in. Closest spawn here, garrison spawn to the south, TRR across the river. Garrison has now gone up for TRR. T-minus 35 seconds or so until we can go ahead and get people off of that, but will it last long enough? That is the question that we have to find out here, as Brandflake sitting there with the bazooka potentially could cause some problems. And just like that, Garrison is gone. We must have missed the smaller push that ended up getting that out, but Garrison no longer there. Lazarus and his OP, the only thing on point, able to spawn people in, as we are now nearing 50% of the way capped here for DAWG. So DAWG doing very well to go ahead and respond back to the point. Nobody from TRR currently pressuring up on Dead Man's Corner. So for the time being, this is where our action is. You can see a lot of DAWG infantry coming off of the road sector here, off of a garrison that was placed up in the red zone back here. Doing well to go ahead and keep TRR 100 meters away from it. As soon as one TRR member enters that field, though, within 100 meters of that garrison, it will lock out. But for the time being, DAWG doing well to go ahead and make sure that that area of effect is still going to stay open. So currently we have 276s here on the field for DAWG. One to the right side of our screen, one to the back side of our screen there, right in the center there. Those are going to be huge in trying to help out these guys if they continue to try to move forward. Supplies coming in for the allies now, just to make sure that it's all there in case they do end up getting back up on that. Correction, this is a medium tank, not a 76 here. From the distance that I was looking at, I thought it was. But nonetheless, medium and heavy tank still a major force to be reckoned with here. So we see more and more rockets coming up into point. Garrison has been able to go up here, and it looks like we have had a spawn off of it here in the point. Good rockets coming in. They've got the range right. One of them is bound to hit the target here very soon. As Drunky going off again with that MG, just trying to hold off people. MGs can be so deadly on this match, or on this map, with all the giant open fields. The only thing the infantry has going their way sometimes on this one is when that rain rolls in, fog builds up. Gonna really mask a lot of those areas for that infantry to be able to push up and across. Now, it looks like that medium Sherman, keeping an eye on it on the backside of our screen there, could very well be finding its way into a position to really just continue shelling down into the point. If it's able to do that, that's going to be a real problem for TRR, as Curtis Cat appears to have been able to notice it and is going to look and try to get AT on it. But knowing the spawn was there, and that medium Sherman able to go ahead and clear out that AT, Bjorn being the only man up. Shock trauma though, jumping right back out. Bjorn looking to try to find a way to go ahead and get back up into that, but everybody that appears to have been in the area of that tank now disappearing. One change though for the Allies though, in a recent update 19, is that their bazooka, which previously could not pen a medium tank from the front, now can do so. Even though we saw an Axis Panzerschreck there against the front side of the medium, really evens the playing field out for all AT players. AT players also being able to hold a third rocket, leading us to a more tank and rocket balanced meta. Some people out there very much are fans of it, other people aren't. I personally am I do like having 3 rockets, but that's because I do end up playing a little bit more on the infantry side. Once you get pretty good at ranging those suckers out, you can do a lot of damage, taking out garrisons from a long ways away, hitting tanks. So adding a third one of those, that definitely was a welcome benefit from my side. But I know all you tankers probably in the chat very much would disagree with me, and on that we'll go ahead and agree to disagree. Although I do have to watch out for my armor friends, as they are very, very beneficial. Make sure we don't mess around too much with them, piss them off. Don't want to be doing that. All right, so as it currently stands, TRR doing very well at owning and controlling their back line. Where it got a little muddied up back here from that garrison that we had going on right there, looks like they have been able to get in. They've cleared out all of row 4 and are continuing to push up through these main thoroughfares. TRR, once they get up to this point, I'd imagine they'll probably hold just to prevent anything from coming from that HQ right there. But the rest probably continue pushing down this way and directly down into Dead Man's Corner. So if you're DAWG, you're looking to go ahead and try to get something up here in this area, preferably probably here. That might be a little more protected there for a garrison. As well, you want your front door one, and then of course this one on the outside, just to prevent anything from coming in on that far east side. So setting themselves up nicely here. Both teams trying to step up in and try to get into, make sure they are well protected coming into this final matchup. It looks like we have lost a Puma on the bottom of the canal there. Got a little too excited there and got stuck, unfortunately. Heck able to make his way across the river just to be mowed down, unfortunately. Big Dog, will he be able to make it? This is a crossing that is a little more difficult, ends up being a lot deeper than you anticipate, and unfortunately Big Dog right there not able to, due to the deep, this section of the canal in particular is deep, and can easily get stuck up into it. Red Devil finding the way across on the little bit of the easier area to navigate. I don't know what it is about that section of bridge, but it is difficult to get across, nigh impossible to get across there if you try to go underneath through the canal. Lebu getting across, mowing down Diesel. So this Tiger tank trying to push right up the gut, that's going to be a dangerous thing for DAWG if they're not able to go ahead and get that taken out. As soon as that Tiger tank hits that front door, there's going to be little in the way to be able to stop it. And as it currently stands, it doesn't look like any tank is currently there to help out. The DAWG pushing in hard on the western side of Jordan Canal appears to be mounting a good push into the area. Go ahead and take a look and see how they're looking. Good rocket coming in. Very well could have hit that garrison. Not sure if that was it. The garrison no longer existing here on Jordan Canal, as cap progress stalled out for just the time being here. bombing run, though, coming in from Commander Iterate. I apologize for totally butchering that. But it looks like this could be a very, very impactful bombing run. Now, in normal competitive, Lewis Smithers will tell you that the competitive average is 3. And based off of where this is coming down, I dare say he's going to get a few more than 3. Already seen probably 2 or 3 taken off there. CSM Sphere not able to get away. Zizou as well. Brett Pitt, though, able to get away. Only friendly, or the only little cherry there that was able to get away from that, as Big Chaza able to go ahead and salvage that and kind of save that western side. So here we have it, that fog that I was telling you about earlier starting to come on in as more and more dog players slowly making their way into point, causing the cap to go in their favor. Will be able to hold it for another minute and 50 seconds. Keep in mind, it does take 2 minutes of full cap dominance to be able to capture a point here in the warfare game mode. Major Tom eagerly anticipating communications back from HQ. With how deep and thick this fog is getting, we got to zoom in a little bit more to go ahead and see all the actions going on here. Normally our high level approach that we like here at Falcon Studios, not going to be as conducive here, as you would not be able to see as much happen, but that site, that tank blocked squarely on that garrison. But have this smoke grenade saved it? Oh, there has not been much fire off of that tank, missing it. I do not believe that tank can currently see where that garrison is. It's going to have a big spawn wave right in front of it here in a moment, but is Red going to be also able to use that shieldedness, that shielded fog here, and smoke to get himself up and get a satchel on this? Red pulling out the satchel. Looks like he's going to go to try to get it placed right on the front side. Garrison's still up. Red, though, unfortunately not able to get that up. Looks like he's still splashing smoke, unaware that the garrison's looking right in front of him. It's Wolverine, though. Credit to him, he's having to look through the small little scope that is the barrel to try to find out where these bad guys are. That one may have finally gotten that garrison. That garrison finally removed from the point here, as Barnacles looks to have been able to get around him. Appears to be trying to attach a barnacle of his own. Backside, both him and Red looking to attach their big boom. Both are getting on just about the same time, but I think edge goes to Barnacle. This Barnacle is going to be the one that gets that kill here. A good response here from TRR to get their bodies back here on the point. Okay, this adds an extra element to it. Who will get the kill first? Will it be the Tiger Tank, or will it be the Satchel? One shot going into him. Only got about 10 seconds left on that Satchel. Looks like this Tiger Tank. Never mind, there you go. There's about 3 or 4 seconds off of that with the Satchel, but nonetheless, being destroyed through multiple avenues. Its fate written in the stars that it was going to go up in smoke. And with that, we've got a tank pushing right at the front door here. As Art, okay, it was a E4 here trying to find its way into it, but the Allies slowly throwing more and more fire into it. GZ Nips looking to get an angle as Bradley also throws another rocket on him. One of them had to have hit turrets, as we have seen 3 rockets go into it. Oh, and a final rocket for Bradflake, able to go ahead and take them out. So DAWG able to go ahead and regroup, manning the front door push here, able to push back the TRR attack as they tried to make their way up into Dead Man's Corner. I want to thank the admin here. This matchup tonight streamed by Night Falcon. Appreciate you guys for joining us here in the live chat. For some reason, something's not working for you, even though I am 30 minutes ahead of you. Please feel free to go ahead and let me know so that I can make sure that I can adjust whatever I can and get the rest of this matchup in great quality here for you. It appears that everything is running well on our side. We've got game sound, we got our audio sound. Fingers crossed everything is working all right for you guys. TRR looks like over by Red Devil, able to go ahead and get a garrison up here on the eastern side, but 2 DAWG members on it. Red Devil taking out 1, not able to take out Big Christmas though before that was removed. So Red Devil going to be left there all alone, waiting for a supply man to come off of his OP and get something back up here. Brad Flake's coming in off the eastern garrison as well here for DAWG. Garrison is in the blue. That's going to allow plenty of DAWG members to continue spawning right off the point. But here we got Bonkers, Conkers, and Goose let loose. Those who led the approach into Jordan Canal looks to be doing it all over again here, as they have run right up the gut. Now we can see Garrison right there by Warpig, right underneath the tree. So it is going to be shielded a little bit here. But Goose let loose, able to go ahead and move down by the 76. Unable to get a satchel. Correction. Satchel is on the 76, and that's going to be a big loss here for Barson and his tank crew, as they for sure must have been spawned in recently. And with the recent developments and changes to the heavy tanks, it takes 10 minutes for a 76 to be allowed back into the matchup. So with this tank going down here in a moment, it's going to open it up with a heavy tank probably not being available for the allies for the better part of 7-8 minutes. So Goose with a big play here, able to take out that armor, allowing his friendly forces to have a little bit of the advantage here as they try to get back up into this dead man's corner and try to just close out this match early with a 5-0 here before we even hit the halfway mark. Plenty of DAWG players though owning the eastern side here of Jordan Canal as they try to move back into it. We do see an airhead coming in for the DAWG side, with an airhead bombing run accompanying it. But Major Tom, Captain Caveman, Big Chaza, and Armadillo all looking to try to get on top of this. Will Major Tom be able to take it out before the airhead bombing run hits? Just like that, airhead is gone. Bombing run about to come in as the Axis players try to run away and scatter. Major Tom, though, appears to have accepted his fate, though. Redeploying before the bombs start to hit, denying the DAWG commander a kill. Big Chaza, though, taking his luck with the canal. Unfortunately for him, though, not able to get far enough away, and the bombing run stops short of being able to get a shot onto that Tiger tank. So now TRR garrison put up right on the front door. Closest tank coming up. We will have a Tiger tank up here on the front door within a matter of minutes here. Could really be a big assist here, as we do know no tank currently is sitting here for the DAWG team on that backside. DAWG's gonna need to do something to try to get their AT game stepped up here right before that Tiger gets here. AT guns, whatever they can find. Big Floppa found his way up on the back side of this roof here. Garrison has been removed for DAWG, though. Close garrison about 200 meters in every direction, so nothing currently on hard cap, as this is going to allow cap pressure to start to come in here for TRR. Not even waiting for the Tiger to get on up, but with that, forcing a lot of DAWG players to try to come off every single garrison on the side. But hard cap now pretty much entirely controlled by TRR as cap progress continues to move forward. Lazarus taking the PFC Albania off. Labu moving up on Rez. Rez appears to be down for the count. Raphael and Rod Launcher 169 going out of here. Raphael going to end up on the right side of that gunfight. Barber, though, hearing the shots as well, with Labu closing in on the backside. Labu able to save Barber. or sorry, able to save Raphael from Barber. Warpig and Lebu moving in on each other. Lebu just being a force to reckon with here on the backside as TRR now nears 55% of the way capped here on Deadman's Corner. And just like that, TRR Commander Irritantia sends the arrowhead to aid in the cap progress here as Cheesy Nips, the only man here for DAWG, just tries to do everything he can to salvage that pressure here. No reinforce on the field yet for the DAWG side, but with all the spawn waves, everybody called back here for DAWG, able to go ahead and get cap progress back in their favor, and currently are defending. But there is said Tiger Tank that we were mentioning earlier, moving on up into the hard cap. And with that, cap progress back in favor of TRR. Where is this airhead going to land? It appears to be on the eastern side here. Does Cheesy Nips see it come in? No, Cheesy Nips focused on the tank as you would be with a ET class like that. Now nearing 66% of the way cap. Cheesy trying to do everything he can to take this Tiger out. Landing his second shot, but Red moving on up, not able to get Cheesy out. Forcing the Tiger Tank to go ahead and back on up, but it might be a little too late here for DAWG as that airhead is very much in the point. Bombing run coming in off the eastern side. TRR moving 90% of the way capped here. Final stages, it appears, of this matchup as TRR moves soundly up into the 5-0 victory here. 46 minutes into this match, or 46 minutes left of this matchup between them and DAWG here. Week 2 of the Road to Glory. A 5-0 victory going in favor of TRR. TRR able to go ahead and use the armor advantage to just get up on top of that point. Something is so vital here on Hell Let Loose. Going to give our commendation here to the commander for leading his team to victory here over DAWG Division. But both teams able to learn plenty of that, but it looked like just from the get-go, TRR able to go ahead and use their advantage and map knowledge to go ahead and get on top of that win. But for that, well, that is going to close out our Week 2 coverage here of the Road to Glory. Again, I've been your host, Night Falcon, here on the Falcon Studios broadcast. Appreciate you guys for joining us. We are looking to try to get us up to that 500 subscriber figure. So if you are listening to the sound of my voice and you like what you're seeing, we very much would appreciate the likes, shares, subscribes, anything you guys are able to provide. We really appreciate it. Goes a long way. Definitely helping the interns out here as we work to try to bring this wonderful Hell Let Loose competitive world to you guys in the interwebs. But with that, we appreciate you all for joining us today and wish you guys a wonderful rest of your weekend. We will see you next time on the battle.